Welcome back to my messy garage, which, by the way, I have named my garage. Now I'm going to refer to it as the pig pen because it's a wreck. And every time I clean it, I turn around and the other clowns that live in my house seem to use it as their dumping ground for various stuff. So it's a constant battle. But anyway, I was sitting today, started last night, going down memory lane, looking at some old pictures and stuff like that of different things in my life, which includes my life riding motorcycles, and kind of prompted me to do a video. I was hoping to do a ride video, and maybe I still will. I might do something on Saturday, but like I've mentioned before, it's the time of year. I'm a pretty busy guy. Pretty active family. My wife and I like to get out and do some things. But anyway, kind of prompted a video. And again, my wife tells me I ramble too much, and I'll try to keep it short. And I'll probably edit a bunch of stuff out when I get to editing this video. But kind of wanted to talk about my life as riding motorcycles and some of the bikes I've had and I've owned in my life, and what got me into riding motorcycles, and why it's such a big part of my life. Again, time warp back, as a young kid, growing up, I grew up in rural Mississippi, several acres of land, and being a kid of the 70s and 80s, we didn't have the internet, had 4 channels on our TV, and spent a lot of time outside. And at an early age, my dad decided to get me and my older brother some motorcycles, some little dirt bikes, little trail bikes. And I started a little Honda Trail 50. I had a blast with that little motorcycle. We cut trails all through the woods and rode, and had a great childhood doing that. Moved up to a Honda XR80, and rode that for several years up into my teen years. And when my older brother kind of outgrew that, got his driver's license, fell in love and stuff like that, I kind of inherited his XR100, and I rode that until I got older, and I kind of did the same, got a license, and started chasing girls or whatever teenage boys do. And that's kind of where it started, with my love of motorcycles. So fast forward a few years, right after high school, I joined the Navy, and when I was in my training, no transportation, relying on a city bus to get around, and a guy I was in school with had an uncle in the local area, had a motorcycle, and pretty much gave it to us to ride while we were in school. So like I want to say it was an 86 Honda Shadow, it was a 500cc. So he and I kind of rode dirty. Back then, the Navy didn't really have intrusive leadership, and as long as the bike had stickers on it, or the vehicle had stickers on it, really nobody questioned. I didn't even have an M endorsement on my license. We graduated school, went on our separate ways, and I started my career, and met my wife and started a family. And as a young enlisted guy, not a lot of disposable income, so spent several years just being a dad, focusing on my career and trying to make ends meet. So fast forward again, about 2005 time frame, I'd advanced in rank, and things were getting a little easier in my life, and found myself with a little money, and I was like, man, I really would like to have a motorcycle. Never owned a street bike before, except for the little one we played around with in school. So I had a little extra money and found I think it was a 2000 Honda Shadow, a little 600cc Honda Shadow. Went and got my M endorsement, and that became my commuter back and forth to work, and it was liberating. I really enjoyed riding that motorcycle. Rode it every chance I could get, to work, around, just really starting to get into riding on a street. 'Cause like I said, I'd never really done that. Grew up riding dirt bikes. So a few years after that, well, about a year and a half after I got that bike, I had a pretty big scare. Got ran off the road going into work, and laid it down in a median and slid a few hundred feet. And it scared the mess out of me, especially with boys being young. It really got me thinking. So I parked it. It sat for several months, and I said, I'm just going to get rid of this thing. This is not the right time to be riding motorcycles around, especially in a military town, with people from all over the country driving on the roads here. So I got rid of it, and I really missed it. I missed riding. I missed the freedom of riding. I was just getting into riding on the street, and was pretty much miserable. So not even a year later, I decided I'm going to give this another try. So I went and actually bought a brand new Shadow, because I liked the little Shadow. It was a cool little bike. It was very inexpensive. It was well within my budget. So I said, I'm going to get a brand new one. So I bought a 2006 brand new out of the crate, and rode it around for several years. Enjoyed it, but then again, life went on. We enjoy being outdoors. We discussed getting a boat, so got rid of my motorcycle, got a boat. Went on, and fast forward even further, and retired from the Navy in 2010, and said, you know what, I really, my boys are grown, well, grown as high school, getting ready to start their lives in college and stuff like that. So I said, I'm going to do this again, and I stumbled across a Ducati Monster, and picked it up extremely cheap. It was from a family member. He had it sitting in a garage, been sitting for 5 years, and just talking one day, I asked him what he's going to do with it, and he said he didn't know, and he said, give me $1,000 for it. So I ran to the ATM and got $1,000 and took that bike home. And like I said, it had been sitting for 5 years, needed a good once over, so I did all the rubber, good tune-up, cleaned it up, and got back to riding the bike again. So Ducati Monster, I was kind of a big guy, put on some weight, and just really wasn't the right bike for me. But it allowed me, because even though I advanced well in rank in the Navy and had a really good job as a civilian, I could have went out and got what I wanted, but again, I felt guilty taking that money away from my family, for myself. So that gave me a starting point. So I did a little bit of work to that Ducati, got it running, in good working order, and I ended up selling it and making a couple $1,000s. So that freed up some income, and from there I started looking for my first Harley. I really wanted a Harley Davidson, so I started looking. Again, I was trying to keep it, not crazy expensive. One wonderful thing about this area that I live in, we have 5 Harley dealers within an hour's ride or drive. So big military population, a lot of used Harleys out there. So it's a very good place to find a used Harley. So I hit Craigslist up, and I actually came across this really nice, and I'll post a picture maybe somewhere in here. I don't know, I'm still new to this and I'm learning. So I'll post a picture maybe of it. It was an 01 1200 Sportster, but this bike had a lot of work done to it. The guy actually showed it and kind of fell on hard times. It had sat, I thought somebody pulled up. It had sat, and he just really was in hard times at the time, going through some personal problems and separation and bankruptcy, and he just really needed to get rid of it. So it was an 01. He had a custom paint job done on it, had put, I think it was 18-inch ape hangers on it, shotgun exhaust, a breather, and just really cool bar hopping bike. So I ended up getting that motorcycle for $3,000, and again, just brought it home and brought it back to life. Some new rubber, cleaned it up, flushed the tank, tune up, and had a blast on that motorcycle. Again, big guy on a little motorcycle. After a while, after the newness wore off, I started, I said, I want to get out and take longer rides. I want to do more touring and stuff like that. And the little Sporty just wasn't cutting it. So my wife doesn't really ride with me a lot, but she would ride with me occasionally, and very uncomfortable two up. So I convinced her that getting a bagger. And that's what kind of prompted this video. I came across some really cool pictures and a video of my first bagger. And I'm going to focus more on that bike, because out of the motorcycles I've owned, except for New May, I absolutely love New May. I'm hoping she is going to be my forever bike. Who knows? But this first bagger that got me into riding baggers was an 06 Road King. I'd found it at a dealer, and it was pearl white, a Road King custom, very nice, clean looking bike. And somebody had taken very good care of it. The miles were low on it. I can't remember the exact mileage, but it was maybe around 10,000 miles. And they'd done a lot of aftermarket stuff to it, beach bars, chromed out, everything in the controls, the switches, the grips, braided cables, every little Harley Davidson aftermarket widgy-digi on the motor, the shift linkage, the horn, everything, Reinhardt True Duals, a K&N filter, very nice bike luggage rack. It was really nice. So got a good deal on it. Dealer didn't know much about it. Hey, it's an 88, it's 5-speed transmission. It might need, fuel management system. We can sell you one. I'm like, nah, it's okay. I'll find one of my own. So I got it and brought it home. So when I got it home after riding it for a while, a lot of decel pop. You could feel that it was, just not running right. So I started researching fuel management, and I just could not get it right. No matter what I did, I bought a power commander, I had it professionally installed. We just could not get it tuned right. And I was on a road trip, and I blew a head gasket. So I brought it back to the guys that did the power commander and tuned it for me, and I was just at a loss. So they had to pull the jugs to replace that head gasket. Well, come to find out, when they pulled the jugs and they sent it out to a guy to just check to see why the head gasket blew, they found out that somebody had been in there and done some head work, and come to find out, it looked like it had a cam replacement. So long story short is the bike looked like it actually was a 96. So when they went and started pulling those maps down, we got it tuned right, and it ran phenomenal. So we all sit back and think about the motorcycles we had. I wish I could have kept them all, but that is one that I really sometimes regret getting rid of. I got rid of it because I rode it. I put a lot of miles on that bike, and it was getting close to 40,000 miles on it, and little things just started happening. Cruise control went out. It developed a little bit of a ping, no matter, I'm still running 93 in it. And then it was a 5-speed gearbox. So again, I wanted to get out and stretch my legs. I was planning my first Sturgis trip. And I'm just thinking, I don't know if I want to ride this bike to South Dakota with this 5-speed gearbox, trying to do, keep up with people on I-90. So that led me to Noella May. But I really wish sometimes I'd have kept it, because I got it at that point the way I liked it, with wide whites. It was a really good looking bike. So that's what kind of prompted this video. All the curls I've loved before. I wish I could have kept all of them. But I'm very happy with Noella May. I think I'd mentioned before, I really want to keep her as close to stock as possible. I did go ahead and kind of do the stage one, if you will, but didn't go crazy with it. That kind of what led me to the bagger and back to motorcycles. And motorcycles, again, is a huge part of my life. I ride every day, 365. I ride to work. I run errands. For a while, I was part of a veterans riding club. Actually held office with it. Over the years, it's kind of like this YouTube channel. I don't know where I'm going with it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what my niche is going to be, budget stuff. But, I tried the group thing. I didn't really like, no offense. I mean, I have a lot of good friends that ride in groups. Just really wasn't for me. I kind of like getting out by myself. It is therapy for me. I enjoy being by myself. I thought when I retired from the Navy, I would like the camaraderie of a group. But when I ride, I want to ride for me. I've been on rides where, I went down Rode the Dragon with a group of guys one time, and, we get down there and come to find out nobody thought about checking their tires before they left, and they had worn spots on their tires, and we spent several hours in a Harley dealership, and, I get it, but I didn't want to do that. So, not that I'm selfish, and maybe I am a little selfish, but, I wanted to ride, I wanted to do my thing. Do I ride with people? Absolutely. I enjoy riding with people. I enjoy, getting together with buddies and riding occasionally, but I don't like, 20, 30 strong in a group ride. 2, 3 people, like-minded people getting out and riding. I really enjoy that. But I really enjoy getting out by myself and just doing my thing. So that's it, just a quick video. Hope everybody has a great weekend. I'm going to. Looking forward to just sitting on the beach for a while and enjoying that part of my life, but I am looking forward to getting back on her and doing some more rides. Got a couple I'm thinking about. Been doing a little research on Hawk's Nest up in New York. Kind of intriguing. I'm hearing good things about it. I do want to do an Outer Banks overnight camping trip for video purposes. It's a beautiful ride down there, but a little warm right now. I don't really want to be sitting down there in a tent, so I might hold off to the fall for that. So we'll see where it goes. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoy. Again, I want to thank everyone that is a subscriber. Anybody that likes my videos. Again, I'm still figuring this out. Don't know where I'm going with it. Just want to have fun and talk about motorcycles. So that's pretty much it. So I'll throw some video and maybe some clips in here of some of the bikes and some pictures around somewhere. I am going to show you this one clip of that Road King getting dynoed. It's pretty. I thought it was pretty cool. But that's pretty much it. So other than that, you guys be careful. You guys be safe. Keep that shiny side up, and we'll talk to you next time.